Thank you, Madam Speaker. I come from a big family. I mean big. I was born and raised in Proserpine, and my father's family own and run a number of cattle and cane producing properties in the Whitsundays and have done so since my great-grandfather bought the land. My mother's family moved to Proserpine from Muttaburra, a remote community in Western Queensland, to run a transport and fertiliser business. Growing up, I was lucky enough to have both my mother and father's families become quite close and spend a lot of time together. I have learnt the importance of hard work and honesty, watching, listening to, and hearing about my parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, aunts and uncles. Each of them different, yet each of them possess the same core values of respect and acceptance. I pride myself on the fact that I come from such a large family, and that despite its size and differences, it is able to exist so harmoniously, most of the time, and remain so tight-knit. I have many fond memories from my time spent growing up on the land, surrounded by so much family. I also have great memories of time spent at the family beach house at Midge Point, fishing, spending time on the beach swimming and playing, and visiting the local resort Laguna Keys for a swim and lunch at the Racket Club. When we would all spend time at the beach house, there would be one day during the holidays that our mums would pile us into the cars to take my cousins and I to Mackay to see a movie and do some shopping. This was a real treat. My sisters and I also spent time in Townsville with some of my mother's family growing up, and I will always remember the first time we drove into Townsville and saw the army barracks. It was like something out of a movie for us, and we were glued to the window watching it all go by. When I was a little older, my father started working in the coal mining industry. From this, I began to become familiar with the world of mining and learn more and more about the industry. My partner is a very keen angler, so when we met, I took an interest in fishing, and as soon as I started to discover fishing and everything that comes along with it in the Whitsundays, it was easy to understand the allure. My first fishing trip to the Great Barrier Reef was magical. I spent most of the time looking over the side of the boat in amazement of the wonder and vitality of the reef and sea creatures, and their varying sizes, colours, movement and textures, thriving and showing just why the Great Barrier Reef is one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. All of these wonderful experiences I had available to me as a child because I grew up in the electorate of Dawson. Each of these wonderful places and things were available to me in the one area. I was lucky enough to grow up in a region that is so naturally blessed with beauty and opportunity. Reflecting on my life so far, I've begun to recognise just how much the electorate of Dawson has to offer and just how diverse it is. There is one thing I have learned about being part of such an extensive family. It is that diversity is an attribute to embrace and appreciate. The diversity of the Dawson electorate has recently presented an obstacle, however. The proposed expansion of the Abbott Point coal terminal disposal of dredge spoil into the Great Barrier Reef has many in the electorate, including myself, concerned for the safety and future of the reef. The other side of this is that the expansion would be a great boost for the town and surrounding areas of Bowen and the electorate as a whole. As the newly elected member for Dawson, I give you my word that I will do everything in my power to bring the situation to a fair and mutually beneficial outcome. My first task as MP for Dawson is to research, explore and discuss with experts in the field other options for the disposal of dredge spoil or changes to the current conditions of disposal so that the expansion can go ahead without endangering one of our most prized attractions in the process. There is no need to sacrifice nature for the sake of economical developments or economical developments for the sake of nature. Both are crucial to the survival and preservation of the electorate. The mining industry is just as much of a blessing to the electorate as the Great Barrier Reef. The rich coal deposits generate jobs and economic health, just as the Great Barrier Reef does for the fishing industry and the tourism and the tourism and boost for the reef itself generates too. We need both, and we will find a balance. We can overcome these negativities of diversity and use the extensive list of positives to our advantage if we work together. I also vow to push to fix the road networks that connect the beautifully diverse areas of the electorate so that we can all, locals and tourists alike, travel safely between them, whether it's for work, services, or simply to enjoy all the electorate has to offer. This requires funding that this region needs to make the roads safe again. Recent natural disasters and general wear and tear from extensive use has left the Bruce Highway in the electorate in a very poor state. The danger it poses to travellers and commuters is unacceptable and must be rectified immediately. Funding allocations are negotiable. People's safety is not. We all deserve the best for our families and ourselves when it comes to road safety, and I intend to do everything in my power to fix the Bruce. I will ensure that any and all funds promised are delivered, and I will not stop fighting for this project until its completion. As well as tourism and mining, the Dawson electorate also has a large agricultural industry. Sugarcane and cattle are the main industries in the region. The price of sugarcane and cattle at this time, however, are not what they should be. Many of the farmers in the electorate have been on their properties for generations and are finding that increasingly difficult to make ends meet. I decided to run for MP for the Dawson electorate because I wanted change and action. This is why I plan to take action to help change the course that this struggling industry is headed down before the situation gets any worse. In order to do this, I am throwing my support behind the Liberal National Government's Agricultural Competitiveness White Paper. This paper gives the farmers and graziers the opportunity to have their ideas and issues heard. From this paper, I, as MP, and all other MPs who fight for their electorates, can start to make effective change for the betterment of the agricultural industry. The aim is to create a strong and thriving industry to recognise the ambitions of past generations, this generation, and the next generation of dedicated farmers. This is an issue close to my own heart, as I grew up on a family farm and I know the difficulties a family can face trying to survive on the land. I believe that it is necessary to recognise those on the land that face the same struggles and were able to overcome them, so that those who own and run the properties today are able to do so. Without those who persevered before us, we would not be where we are today. Let's face it, Australia is one of the lucky countries. This is why I believe we are able to tackle any obstacle we may face with just a little hard work and determination. On that note, I would like to take this opportunity to thank those MPs who came before me. You have fought the good fight, and I appreciate everything you have achieved for the Dawson electorate and its people. With that said, I am here because the people of the Dawson electorate believe I can serve their best interest, and I intend to do everything in my power to uphold their beliefs, to do better for the electorate than my predecessors, and to not let the electorate of Dawson fall by the wayside. Every member of the Dawson electorate can rest assured that I am the right person for the job. I can see the potential that the natural and industrial diversity of the region has to offer. I have a vision of prosperity and balance for the electorate and will see it through, and a will to see it through. I have what it takes to get the job done thanks to 6 years serving as a councillor in Mackay. During my time as councillor, I was able to get a real feel for the area and for what the people want. I have learnt to listen to and take appropriate action for the people who sought my help. I intend to further develop this understanding and increase my ability to help on a bigger scale. I want the people of Dawson to know that I want to be available to them, and that I'm eager to listen to any issues and possible solutions they may have to ensure that everything possible is being done to maintain, promote and improve the Dawson electorate. I strive to uphold the values of hard work and honesty instilled in me by my family. As MP for Dawson, I hope to show myself to be a down-to-earth, determined, passionate and approachable member who is effective in getting the job done right. The diversity of the electorate will come to the fore with me as your member for Dawson. The tourism and fishing industries will continue to thrive and grow as everything possible is done to ensure that the Great Barrier Reef is protected. I will fight to ensure that the mining industry within the area will continue to expand and move forward, creating jobs and boosting the local economy, without posing a risk to the longevity of the Great Barrier Reef. Constituents of Dawson can look forward to safer roads in the electorate as I do everything in my power to ensure funding to rebuild and fix the Bruce Highway is granted and work commences on it as soon as possible. The electorate will also invite in an age of prosperity and growth within the agricultural sector, with the region's farmers and graziers taking part in the Agricultural Competitiveness White Paper. With this paper, I will be well armed to ensure that I am doing all I can as the member for Dawson to provide a sustainable, profitable and budding agricultural industry for the electorate. I am honoured to have the opportunity to work with and for the people of Dawson, and am humbled that you have chosen me to be your representative. Many people have helped me on my journey and given me the chance to be here today. To all of you, I say thank you. To my family, all of you, I say thank you for the strength and support you have provided me. To my campaign team, you have all been wonderful and provided me with the guidance to become successful in my endeavours, and your hard work is very much appreciated. You all believed in me and gave me the confidence and determination I needed to guarantee that I did everything in my power to get here, and I am ready and willing to get the job done and do what is right for the diverse electorate of Dawson. Diversity is the key for the future of the Dawson electorate. It is what sets us apart from the rest in this large country. The potential of the region is endless thanks to the great diversity of this electorate. To help explain just how useful and important it is to the area, I refer to Thomas Berry, a Catholic priest, who said, "Diversity is the magic. It is the first manifestation, the first beginning of the differentiation of a thing and of simple identity. The greater the diversity, the greater the perfection." Magic and perfection. I cannot think of better words to describe the wonders and beauty that the electorate of Dawson holds, and I cannot wait to be a part of its vision and direction for the future. Thank you.